Good afternoon, Mr. Barone. Are you able to hear me?
Good afternoon, Ms. Gordon. Yes, I'm able to hear you. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. All right, so thank you for joining in, Mr. Barone.
No problem.
Today we are here to consider the Level One grievance of Damon Barone. For the record, my name is Katina Gordon. I'm the Director of Risk Management for the Alief Independent School District, and I am the administrator designated by Policy GF Local to hear and make decisions regarding this Level One complaint. Today is February 24th, 2021. It is 4:01 p.m. and we are meeting via Zoom for this conference, and this conference is being recorded. Okay, so before we begin, please introduce yourself and your role in this matter.
My name is Damon Barone. I'm an Alief ISD parent tax alumnus. I am the griever who filed the grievance.
Okay, thank you. So Mr. Barone submitted the Level One grievance dated February 8th, 2021. According to the calendar, today is day 6 in accordance with the Policy GF. And please note that the district was completely closed from February 15th through February 22nd, 2021 due to the winter storm natural disaster. And so as the presiding officer, I will now outline the procedures to be followed in this Level One grievance conference. The Level One grievance will be conducted in accordance with the district's policy governing Mr. Barone's complaint. This is a grievance presentation and not a formal hearing. There will be no questioning or cross-examination of witnesses. This is your opportunity to fully detail for me your complaint, the facts that you allege underlying that complaint, and you could also detail clearly what remedies you're requesting so that I can make as fully informed decision as possible. So Mr. Barone, within the specified timelines, you'll make your presentation, present any additional documents that you haven't presented so far that you feel are relevant. And as the Level One decision maker, I may ask clarifying questions if needed. Okay, so I'll ask you to please limit your initial presentation to 15 minutes. I will be keeping time and will let you know when you have 2 minutes remaining. Are there any questions or concerns regarding the procedures for the hearing and conference today?
Yes, I do have a question and one concern. Are you over the School Safety and Security Committee?
We have a safety and emergency manager that was hired earlier this year, at the end of 2020. And so that position does report through me. Initially, it was me because that position was not hired for yet. So there is a safety and emergency manager that reports through me. So ultimately, it still falls under my umbrella.
I'm sorry, you said when was she hired, or he or she was hired?
Don't quote me on this, Mr. Barone. I want to say September 2020. But again, it's been a whirlwind. So if you need the exact date, I'll be happy to follow up with you on that in my response.
Okay, well, that does concern me because at that time, during the time of this meeting and my grievance, I think the meeting took place on August 30th. So you were over the committee at that time. So you would have a conflict of interest being the presiding officer over this hearing. And I actually should be speaking with someone above you or your supervisor.
Okay, so with that being said, do you want to continue with this hearing today?
No, not with you being presiding over the School Safety and Security Committee and being the hearing officer at the same time. That's a conflict of interest.
Okay, so what I will do is I will take that concern back and I can respond to you, or you can add in additional information that you decline to proceed with this hearing today. Which would you prefer?
Yeah, I don't decline to proceed with the hearing. I just decline to proceed with you as the hearing officer over a grievance concerning matters which you were presiding over already.
Correct, but since at this time I am the only person available, that would mean that we would have to reschedule and go back to the drawing board. So what I'm asking is, would you like for me to respond to you based on what you are informing me of today? Or would you like to formally communicate that back through the grievance process and then have us to respond to that?
No, you can do it, and we're still within the 10 days. You all have 4 days to fix the correction. So You definitely have 4 days if what you've already stated is correct. Alief just needs to make amends for that.
Okay, so I will have your concerns addressed and we will respond to you within the designated time frame.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And how will you respond, via email in writing, correct?
I will do an email. Yes, sir. The same email that we've used to communicate thus far.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, have a great day.
All right, Mr. Barone, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. I know that time is precious. Today we are here to consider the level 2 grievance of Damon Barone. For the record, my name is Daryl Alexander and I'm the Executive Director of Human Resources for Alief ISD. I am the administrator designated by policy GF local to hear and make decisions regarding Mr. Barone's level 2 grievance. Today's date is March 24th, 2021. It's 3 p.m. We are meeting virtually through Zoom due to safety concerns related to COVID-19. This meeting is being recorded. Mr. Barone, will you please introduce yourself, including your role in this matter?
Damon Barone, Alief ISD parent, taxpayer, and alumnus, and the individual that filed the grievance and the public information request.
Okay, thank you, sir. Ms. Gordon, will you please introduce yourself, including your role in this matter?
Hi, my name is Katina Gordon, Director of Risk Management for Alief ISD, and I was the Level 1 hearing officer.
Thank you, Ms. Gordon. Before I begin, I would like to cover a few items, including a timeline related to Mr. Barone's grievance. Mr. Barone filed his Level 1 grievance on February the 8th, 2021. The Level 1 conference was held on February 24th, 2021. The Level 1 response was delivered via email on March the 10th, 2021, and Mr. Barone filed his Level 2 grievance on March 8th, 2021. I will now outline the procedures to be followed in this Level 2 grievance conference. The Level 2 grievance will be conducted in accordance with district's policy governing Mr. Barone's complaint. This is a grievance presentation, not a formal evidentiary hearing. There will be no questioning or cross-examination of witnesses. This is your opportunity to fully detail for me your complaint, the facts you allege underlying that complaint. You should also detail for me clearly what remedies you are requesting so that I can make a fully informed decision as possible. Within the specified timelines, Mr. Barone will make his presentation and present any documents he believes are relevant. As a Level 2 decision maker, I may ask clarifying questions if needed. I will ask you, Mr. Barone, to please limit your initial presentation to 15 minutes. Are there any questions regarding the procedures for the hearing?
No.
Ms. Gordon, any questions?
No, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Barone, you may now proceed with your Level 2 grievance presentation.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I want the record to show that Ms. Gordon also attempted to have a Level 1 hearing with me, which was a conflict of interest as she was the chairperson of the committee meeting in which I was requesting the information from. So there's a conflict of interest of her being a hearing officer over a grievance that in essence centers around her job duty or her district duties. The complaint is pretty straightforward. I filed the open records request, have not received the information. You all tried to block it by sending it to the OAG. Still haven't received the full video, so I'm still waiting on that. Have not had a Level 1 hearing yet with a proper individual. So here we are with Level 2. The reason why I filed the Level 2 because I did not have a Level 1 hearing and I had not received back my written response in regards to the conversation that me and Ms. Gordon had with me, not approving of her being the Level 1 hearing officer for a grievance that centers around her. Everything else is pretty much in writing. The open records request, the grievances, and the what do you call them? My resolutions.
Okay. Anything else at this time, Mr. Barone?
No, just the fact that I still haven't received the requested information.
Okay, and I know you mentioned that a while ago, and so one follow-up question that I have. So I know you're requesting the entire video. Has the district provided to you any portion of the video at this point?
No, they attempted to send me a 2-minute portion of the video and alleged that you all went in some sort of executive session, but that's not true. There was no school board member on there, so you didn't go into executive session, and I actually was in on the entire video. So I watched the entire meeting, and I know that you all did not go into the executive session. So the information that the attorney provided to the OAG is incorrect and false.
Okay. And then you also indicated in your presentation that you haven't received a response. Ms. Gordon did provide a level 1 response on March the 10th. Is that what you're referring to, or you're referring to something else?
After I filed my level 2, she submitted a level 1 response. However, she again should not have been the level 1 hearing officer. I asked Ms. Gordon to have someone above her contact me back within the 10 days, because we had our hearing with 6 days within the grievance. Asked Ms. Gordon to have someone call me back within the 4 days, giving us 10 days to have our level 1 hearing grievance, and she did not do that. And I asked to have something in writing documenting that. Instead, Ms. Gordon provided me her account of her rebuttal to our meeting that we did not have, or I refused to have with her.
Thank you, Mr. Barone. Ms. Gordon, at this time, I don't know if you have anything, but is there anything that you want to present to the level 2 grievance hearing?
No, I don't have anything. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Ms. Gordon. Mr. Barone, one more opportunity. Anything you want to add?
No, everything that I provided is pretty much the same in writing between the level 1 and level 2. I mean, I stated I watched the entire meeting. So and the attorney did indicate that there was 3 individuals outside of the district who participated in the entire meeting, and I was one of those 3. So I'm fully aware of what took place during the meeting and what did and did not happen. There was no executive session, and there was no breakout session as well in the meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Barone. The level 2 grievance presentation is now concluded. In accordance with GF Local, Mr. Barone, you will receive a written response within 10 business days. Mr. Barone, would you like the written response to be mailed, emailed, or both?
Please do both, and capture my comments and concerns as well, please. Okay.
All right. And I know that we have it's the same email address that I've been communicating with you regarding this meeting. Can you state your address again, your mailing address?
Sure. 3423 Cascadia Drive, CASCADIA, Houston, Texas, 77082-1441.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Barone.
You're welcome.
In my decision-making process, I shall consider the grievance presentation made at this meeting, as well as responses made in any further investigation I feel may be appropriate in reaching a decision in this matter. Thank you very much for your cooperation, both of you, Mr. Barone and Mrs. Gordon. At this point, the conference is now concluded. The time is approximately 3:10 p.m. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Deanna. Great job. And we know that we're going to be hearing from you all the way through September, budget. So I'll make sure that I have enough coffee and energy you did a great job. I didn't get sleepy in your presentation. That's all I wanted to tell you. You've been working, long day. Thank you.
We appreciate your support, and I noticed Darlene's dog voted also to support this plan, so we appreciate that too. Thank you.
Thank you, Deanna. So at this time, we have come to item number 10, to consider a level 3 grievance filed by a community member. And I'm going to suggest at this time, unless there's any opposition, I'm going to suggest that we go into a closed session to consult with, hang on one second, guys. Right.
Mr. Chamber just sent the text that he just lost his power.
Yes.
Mr. Chambers lost his power. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's a warning for everybody, just in case.
Yeah.
I know.
Ms. Williams, this is Rick. Is there a way just to take a poll if everybody wants to go to executive session? I mean, I know if one person does, we all go, but I don't know if you're.
One second, Mr. Moreno. Even if you do that, I need to use the correct verbiage in order to move our meeting forward. That's the only thing I'm searching for. Okay. All right. We're now ready to consider agenda item number 10 to discuss and consider level 3 filed by a community member. So may I have a motion on the February 8, 2021 alleged public information violation? Do I have a motion to consider the level 3 grievance that was filed?
And board members, may I remind you that under your policies, you have two choices at this juncture. You can either move that the Board of Trustees upholds the level 2 decision without the additional need for an oral hearing based on the review and consideration of the record and the arguments presented, which has been provided to the board and to the grievant. Or your second choice, based on your policies, is to move that the Board of Trustees finds that an oral hearing before the board is needed based on your review of the record and the arguments presented. So you're not making a decision on the merits of the grievance tonight, just whether or not you're actually holding a hearing on it, or whether based on your review, you're allowing the level 2 decision to stand. So based on your policies, two possible motions: move to uphold the level 2 without an additional need for a hearing based on your review of the record, or the second motion, based on your review of the record, you're granting an oral hearing.
Thank you, Attorney McBride.
May I make a motion, Madam President?
Yes.
I'd like to move that we uphold the level 2 decision based on review of the materials that we were provided.
Thank you, Trustee Key. Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay. It's been moved by Trustee Key and it's been seconded by Trustee Rick Moreno. So I will go through a roll call real quick to obtain a final vote on this matter.
Madam President, before you begin that roll call, I just want to make it clear that there are two grievances for consideration tonight. And so this vote is on the February 8th, 2021 grievance. You'll be taking a second vote in a second, but I just want to make that clear for the record.
Do I need to revise my motion?
No, you do not.
You're good.
Okay.
You do not. Yes, because I only read the one. That's why
Exactly.
I only read the one. Okay. All righty. With that, Darlene Bro.
4.
Thank you. Trustee Lily Chong.
4.
Thank you. Trustee Rick Moreno.
4.
Trustee Jennifer Key.
4.
Trustee John Nguyen.
4.
And I, Ann Williams, also for upholding the level 2. With that, let the record show a vote of 6-0 within that action. Board, at this time, item number 10, the second item to consider. May I have a motion on the March 29th, 2021 board text message grievance? May I have a motion?
Ms. Williams, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Board President, but just in an abundance of caution, if you looked at your board book, this was actually a consolidated grievance. So it's not just March 29th, it's also April 19th. So the grievant was notified that these two were merged because they were substantially intertwined. And I apologize, I didn't catch that earlier, but it's both March 29th and April 19th.
Okay. All right.
They're the same thing. It's just the community member filed them on different days.
Absolutely. But the board has all received their board information and have reviewed it. So we're good.
Yes, ma'am. And the grievant was notified that they'd be consolidated and they'd be before you tonight.
Okay. Thank you. So with that stated, board, may I have a motion to, and let me go ahead and read this clearly. Attorney McBride read the first one, I'll read this one. The motion is to either one, move that the Board of Trustees uphold the level 2 decision without additional need for an oral hearing based upon a review and consideration of the records and arguments that have been presented. Or 2, to move that the board finds that an oral hearing before the board is needed based upon review and consideration of the record and arguments presented. So may I have a motion on one of the two?
I move
I make a
that
motion.
we,
Go ahead, Ms. Key, go ahead.
I move that we uphold the level 2 decision of the administration for the March 29th and April 19th grievance that was filed by a community member.
Thank you, Trustee Key. May I have a second?
I second that motion.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been moved by Trustee Jennifer Key and second by Trustee Darlene Bro. I will do a roll call in order to obtain the vote on upholding the level 2 without additional need for oral hearing. So with that, Trustee Darlene Bro, how do you vote?
4.
Thank you. Trustee Lily Chong.
4,
Thank you. Trustee Jennifer Key.
4,
Thank you. Trustee Rick Moreno.
4.
Thank you. Trustee John Wynn.
4.
Thank you. And I, Ann Williams, also vote. Let the record show that our trustee, Natasha Butler, was not present at the time that these votes occurred. Okay. So with that's passed by a 6-0. Okay. Board members, I think we are at the end of this meeting. If I look correctly. Oh, I'm sorry. There's one other item that is on our agenda to try to quickly address. We understand that we're getting notifications of bad weather coming through. So I'm going to ask Jennifer Key, can you real quickly share with us the committee work that was done at the high level, what we completed in the last couple of weeks?
Yes, ma'am. I'll be happy to do that. What was discussed was changing and updating